Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast featuring only Chris Damaris
And Josh Flanagan.
and Gus,
And
who's
Gus.
not here.
Yep.
So I don't know why whoever thought this was a good idea to put me hosting the podcast and then only give support from you, Josh.
Yeah. This is the bottom
This
of
is
the barrel.
This is a bad idea. This is a very, very bad idea. But yeah, and we'd like to thank our sponsor. Yeah. So Josh,
Yes.
before we get started, how are we friends? Why are we friends? Because we've been friends for a while.
Sex and money would
Sex
be the
and
short
money.
answer. No, you and I met in college because I was interested in meeting Zach Anner, and then by proxy just happened to meet you.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's. I mean, I think though, in college, you tend to flock around people that you also think are like talented and you are creative people. At least when
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of how like we end up being a little bubble of people.
Yeah, because we started college in 2005.
Yeah.
Fall of 2005 at University of Texas, and there was a small group of people who were making cool stuff, but then also making a lot of stuff outside of class. And there was a couple film clubs. UFO was one of them. And yeah, I know I made an effort to like gravitate towards people that I thought were talented and whose coattails or wheelchairs I could ride.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We knew. And look, there's Max in the little sidecar.
There's Max. Now, Max, this is a true story. Max, I met when he was 16 years old in a hotel room.
Yeah, that did happen.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's
a
actually
true
true.
story.
I responded to a Craigslist ad.
He did.
Again, not a joke. That actually happened.
Yep.
For what?
And we made a movie.
I made a movie.
What was your Craigslist ad?
That's a true story, by the way. That's
true.
a
Without
weirdly
context,
presented
but
one.
yes.
Yeah, no context. It's we did a 48-hour film competition. And so for some reason our friend Randy had rented like a hotel room as like the base of operations.
Yes, right next to a strip club, too.
Right next to a strip club.
Yeah.
Perfect 10 now. I think it was
It
Sugar's.
was Sugar's back
Yeah.
then.
It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had you show up. Emily Hagen showed up.
Yeah.
Who I think was like 13 at the time.
Yes.
It was not appropriate. It
Yeah.
was.
And we all made love.
You were very different in college, Max. You were
Yeah?
very different in college.
How so?
Well, you were straight then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you hadn't come out. I'm not saying you were. I don't know.
We divide Max's time into two eras. There was when he was straight and when he was gay. So this is the straight era.
Yeah.
Or
What era
what?
are you in, Josh?
I'm right on the edge. I'm about to flip.
About to pop?
Yep. It's any time now.
But-
We'll do a live stream for that.
Oh, is that an extra life?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
It
For
was
the
a
kids.
thing. I really didn't. I had no idea that you were gay at all. Is that I don't know. And then whenever
I could see that because I'm so masked, but yeah.
well no, but like in college. And
Yeah,
then,
bro.
And then at some point someone was like, "Oh yeah, Max is gay now," and I'm like, "Oh, it's news to me." It wasn't
No.
like.
Let me tell you how Max presented this to me too. We went out to Chili's, and it was
As
me
you
and
do.
two friends. I think everyone knew but me. And he gave a pop quiz. He's like, I'm going to tell you 4 things, and one of them is true, and the rest are fake. And it was like 1, I'm dating Emily. 2, I can't remember what the other ones were. 1 was that you were gay, and then there were like 2 other like fake outs. But that he did it like a game show.
What did you guess?
I guess the Emily one actually. I was like, I guess it had never occurred to me either.
The correct answer was all of the above.
It was all-
But yeah.
But what? Well, this now become like a question about Max coming. Was it? Did you do that with your parents too?
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah, tried to game it up a little bit. It did not go well. It wasn't that they were like offended or anything. They just didn't understand what the hell I was talking about for about 15 minutes, and yeah, it's great.
Did you give him like an extreme though? Because I remember, so I watched Steel Magnolias a lot as a kid, which my mom loves. I can quote that entire movie to you, but there's a part where one of the characters, they're telling a story about one of the characters that had come out, and they said one of the options they gave was that he was dying of cancer or something. So if you give like an extreme spectrum, you can like land it in the middle.
Didn't take it to there. I think that because me and my brother were both coming out, we told my mom like,
Wait, you
that's
and
right.
wait, what?
Yeah, my brother's gay too.
And y'all like
Well, yeah.
double teamed it?
Yeah, I mean, just rip off the Band-Aid. But yeah, we told them we told my mom, the news isn't that we got a girl pregnant. The news is that we're gay.
That we'll never get a girl pregnant.
Well, it was like going in this direction, then it just zigzagged, and she was like, "What the hell?" So it was at the Cheesecake Factory.
It's
Chili's and
Cheesecake Factory, Chewy's, all the places. You got to tell people you're gay.
So if you go out to eat with Max, just like you be ready for a revelation.
If it's a broad like chain,
yeah,
then there's going to be an important conversation. If
right.
it's a local place, you're good.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever had to tell anyone a big secret at a Chili's?
I don't really have a lot of big secrets. I'm trying to think.
You're just gonna give one out right now.
No, I'm trying to think. I have a weird way of dealing with conflict, I think.
Okay.
How do I have I ever been mad at you?
I don't think so. Well, I'm sure you have. We've known each other like what, 12, what's my math? 12 years?
Yeah.
The same with Max. That's one weird thing too, is like we all like in some way have known each other for at least a decade.
I've been watching Lost, and it's basically Lost.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually because I read an article about do you know how there's always those like new apps that get really popular, and it's like the app of the month or whatever. There's one. It's like Saraha or Saraha. It's where you create an account and you post a link and you say, "Hey, leave constructive criticism." It's completely anonymous. Okay. Right. And I did one. I posted on Twitter a while ago, and it's just like anyone can say anything, and they get a lot of trouble because it's completely anonymous. They end up becoming the internet being like angry people, right? That they end up like causing suicide and like hate and racism and all that stuff, right? Because people are just like posting troll stuff, right? And all, I'm sure some of it's legitimately like evil comments.
So is that what that's been taken over by evil comments?
Well, I don't know. I think anytime you do something where it's like leave anonymous feedback for something, people are going to end up killing themselves. What
did they say to you, Chris?
I mean, it was mostly positive. I got a couple of things that were like, oh, whoever, like there's some stuff where it's like people who don't know me personally, and there's some stuff where it's like, oh, that person knows me personally, because they're saying something that's like the deep Chris.
Wait, so what was finish your thought there? What do you do when you get mad?
I don't know. Well, I feel like I'll kind of, I got mad at Aaron.
I know.
Recently. We can't talk about why.
In like a year or maybe, sometime. Yeah. I hope. I really hope.
I got mad at Aaron recently. and we were already planning a trip to go to LA to visit our friend Adam, and I just left and didn't tell him. Yeah. And he was like, "Are you in LA?"
That was a little, pouty? I don't know what that. How would you describe that? Is it passive aggressive?
It was just avoid. I was like, I didn't feel like. I was like, when I get angry, I kind of like want time to cool off. Yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna avoid this person until I'm not angry anymore. Yeah. And then we'll have a confrontation whenever I'm like, man, I chilled out.
So, but you went on the trip you were already planned to go anyway, but separately.
Yeah,
which is really funny. Like if you did that, because I just went to Alaska.
He thought we weren't going on the trip anymore.
Oh, okay.
He thought we weren't doing the trip anymore, and I just went, and then he found out that we were still going on this trip. Yeah, because I was there.
Man, I really want to do that to someone though too. Like I'd just like to be like the Alaska thing. It's like, oh, like we just went with Nadia, and I just like we get in a fight, and then like the next day she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm already on the cruise." Like, sorry,
We got in a fight. You left. I booked a cruise the next morning.
Wait, did you actually go onto a cruise without Nadia?
No, she went. We went. I'm just saying, applying Chris's logic of being mad at people. It would be nice to like pre-vacation without the person you're mad at and be like, you want me? You come to Juneau. So, man.
I'm not a particularly angry person, but whenever I do get angry, I'll be like,
yeah, me too. I feel like I used to get angrier. And now I've mellowed out as I've gotten older, especially when y'all like first met me, because I just come out of the Army. And I think I was a little more like wound up. Yeah. And get, like send angry emails and yell at people and stuff. And
yeah, I think you still get pretty angry at people.
I do, but it takes a lot to get me there. I think I'm somewhat zen. Max is laughing.
All right.
Apparently
I
not.
don't know.
All right.
I'm trying to remember what you used to send angry emails about because there was a lot of like whenever we did like wedding videography or like,
Well, that stuff never mattered.
but you did send some angry emails occasionally there.
From the wedding videography?
Yeah, and I don't remember. I have a memory for
Matt,
shit.
Confront us about something. This is the non-anonymous version of that
Saraha.
sting.
Oh, I see.
Saraha. You confront us. Tell us a grievance.
How about a time I yelled at you?
I have some friends actually. We wanted to bring up. Could we join? We just kind of wanted to make this a safe space.
Wait, no. This is not a group thing. I want an individual. No. Individual. No.
We got something
Individual. I want a personal thing. This is not a bit.
Okay.
Max,
What's
Yeah.
I want a confrontation.
All I have is a bit.
All right. Well, give me a
That's all I've got.
confrontation.
Josh,
Uh-huh.
what weight are we sticking at this time? We
What
rubber
weight?
band up and down, and it's all for the attention. It's all for the glamour. And when are you just going to settle on one?
To clarify, I gain weight for glamour?
You gain weight and then you lose it, and everybody's like,
I
"Oh,
see.
good
So
job,
there's
Josh."
Like a good, yeah.
And
I
then
get it.
then you
It's-
gain it all back, and they're
I
like,
do.
"Oh, try."
I'm
try
on the
harder,
downtrend
Josh.
right now, though, so that's good.
When are we going to stop this?
He wants you to pick one.
Pick one. I'll
You're
stick with
upset
it.
because Josh gained weight or lost weight. I don't know what's
Both.
going on.
It's just always just. It's all for a thing. He
What weight would you like me to be?
either incredibly thin or incredibly large.
Incredibly thin, like Christian Bale.
Yeah, like in
whatever
the
that movie
is
is.
that the
The
machinist?
machinist?
Machinist.
Uh-huh.
Machinist.
Yeah.
Machinist?
Machinima.
Okay, it's done.
Great.
I have a complaint for both of you.
Okay.
I don't feel that you've really put in enough effort to be my friend, and I'd like you to put in a little bit more time on that.
Is that a genuine complaint?
Yeah.
I have not put enough effort to be your friend.
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, you
In
did.
what way?
You did abandon our department. To be fair,
That is fair.
All right,
Yeah.
Patrick. Well, no, yeah. So this, I don't know if we for audio. This is Patrick now. wearing
It's
a
me,
wig.
Patrick.
Patrick.
But what?
This is my natural hair.
Why is that a genuine complaint?
Yeah.
But it's a two-way street.
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of a friendship bottom, and I just kind of receive friendship.
How have I not put in enough effort?
You never call me anymore.
I never called you.
used to
I don't
leave
think I
notes.
ever once
You
called
used to leave notes for
Here's
me.
the problem, Patrick.
This is really hot.
As a friendship bottom, we need clear signs that you are presenting for the friendship you want, and it's just not always clear to us that,
All right.
that you're waiting for it.
I'm waiting for your friendship.
Right.
That's my presentation.
That's it. That's
it?
it. You
Oh, that's-
got.
Do you
Wow.
need more?
Josh.
Uh-huh.
I wanted,
Actually,
like,
actually I have a semi-real one.
Okay.
Oh God.
Actually, it's pretty. It's good.
Oh, God.
You really like the word bitch.
Do I?
It
Oh.
pops up a lot in things.
It does.
Like what? Where does it pop up?
It
In my-
popped
in
up
my
s-
work?
in a lot of your work,
Okay.
and
We're-
in your in jest.
Do I say bit? I don't.
You've never.
Okay.
It's never stuck out to me.
Day
but-
5,
Okay. Ready?
season 1, episode 1. Whenever the girl at the beginning runs off with the medicine,
Okay. I know this line. Okay.
they run out the door and they're like, "That bitch!" And I was like, if a woman stole all of my medicine and I need that to survive,
Uh-huh.
I would probably be like, "What the fuck?" Not.
But that character isn't Max Kremke. That character
No,
is
but is
a
that
meth
character?
addict.
The character is that? Where's that from?
Where's that bitch come from?
Where's that coming from?
Season 2, episode 1. Whenever, that boy, Ellis,
Hayden Panettiere.
That
is-
boy Ellis.
that boy Ellis, who's he's walking around.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're talking.
He's saying there's too much bitch and
I just think
and
it peppers in a lot.
I don't know that there's that much,
Okay.
but
I feel like there's more fucks than bitches.
there's
but-
way more fucks.
Fucks don't bother me.
But you're saying on like a sexism level. Is that where we're going with
just
this?
maybe
I
more
don't know
of
if it's
thesaurus.
necessarily all there. I think it's more just I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't know why.
Why don't you like it?
Because I feel like there's
I'll give you a better
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. That's what's his name, Jesse Pinkman's.
Oh yeah, that's his like
slogan.
catchphrase.
Does that bother you in Breaking Bad?
But that's his character.
Okay.
That's the entire that's his catchphrase.
So if I said it more, you'd be okay with it. Is that what I'm getting?
It's kind of like the weight thing.
It's stuck
Just all the time
I
or
get
none
it.
of the time?
I see my problem now.
One
I
or the other.
teeter-totter.
I think we've stumbled.
I got
upon
it.
there.
So a number, a weight number, a bitch number.
Yeah.
Any other nut you wanna
I would just
hat
probably
trick?
pepper in some more derogatory terms for females.
Cool. Yeah, like vary it. is what
Yeah,
you're
just
saying. I
switch
get
it up a bit.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Was there any other legitimate like confrontations to our character?
Why are you guys like taller than me? That's
How
always
tall
bad
are
for
you?
me.
Legitimate.
How tall are you?
5'5" tall.
Okay.
5'5¾". I'm
I'm
almost
not that
5'6".
tall. I'm 5'7". I'm barely taller than you.
Well, that's
I have to
annoying
lure
to me.
people into caves to fight them because I can't win on open ground.
See, it was funny
As you
because I knew a bunch of grievances with Josh because I've known you since high school. I haven't really known. I've known Chris.
You want
I've
to
been around
spitball some
Chris.
grievances at him? Just look at him and see what you think would be wrong with
He
him.
does have a really punchy face. Like, don't you want to punch him?
A little bit there, a little bit.
That's not really a grievance.
But I don't know. I feel like it's punching like a small animal. Yeah,
It's hard to be mad at Chris.
yeah. Because also,
Look at it. Just look at him. He's
when
just
we
so
were
sweet.
talking about this before, like about it was like, oh well, being oblivious doesn't really encourage like grievances because it's like, oh well, he didn't have any damn clue that he did something.
Well, wait. Then what did I do that I was oblivious to?
You're talking to a person who has memory for shit. So
Which I completely. I know people multiple times. I think I've offended people and been completely oblivious to it
Yep.
because I'm like completely in my own like brain.
It's called ignorance, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, I think like
ignorance.
whenever we did like social disorder,
Uh-huh.
you'd be like super chill up until like a day or two before we had to do something, and then you would just lose your mind and be like, I need you to go buy a shirt for me. And you're like, what? It has to be red. And then I would go like try to find a red shirt for you. And I took pictures of, like 37 different red shirts. And you're like, it's not quite red enough. Oh, that kind of looks like my other red shirt, And it's just like, go buy your own shirt. So that's a grievance.
That's a good grievance.
Yeah.
There
That
you
one
go.
just
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
popped
That's
out.
what I wanted.
Yeah, that one came out.
See,
Yeah.
and I think some of that has to do with like the stress of a production is like intense, especially something like social disorder. Where we were prepping to go to my high school reunion, and like completely embarrassed myself. So
Yeah.
I was like super just.
So you got to make sure your looks on
stressed.
point for that.
I was so stressed at everything, and it's just like whenever I get stressed, I kind of like it just like spews from my orifices.
It was the funniest thing. I think I was an intern at the time, and we were like waiting for you to show up. And Aaron walks in, and he's like, "Where is that nervous little weasel?" And we all just died laughing because that's like he's so chill up until like a couple days before, and then it's just like,
Yeah. I can air that same grievance. I do think sometimes you it seems like you get afraid to commit to like a thing until the very last minute, so you leave like all the options open, like performance wise and things like that, and then right at the end it's like, God damn it, Chris, just make a decision, like that one, and then it's done and it's good. But it's like yeah, I think we would do that on Rushdie's greatest masterpiece we made together, iBlade. We were fighting and yelling at each other through like half that shoot. That was a tough shoot though in general, but
all shoots are like tough. They're all intense and
yeah. I think I've done I think Day 5 Season 2 and 11 Little Roosters were the two hardest shoots I've ever done. Like those were both really hard shoots.
there's a grievance that I just thought of.
Uh-oh.
You say a lot like the masterpiece that we made or like the most amazing thing ever.
You're very
And
full
I
of
really
yourself.
have no idea when you're being serious or when you're joking about it.
Uh-huh.
So which one is
he
it?
doesn't either.
I don't always know.
I remember when we were working on 11 Little Roosters,
Uh-huh.
and it was over. And you were like, you worked on 11 Little Roosters, right? And I was like, yeah, I did some stuff. And you're like, how's it feel going from the big times back to the little times?
Yeah.
And I was like, what a dick. I was like, well, honestly, Josh, it feels like we're going from the mediums right back to the mediums.
Well, I guess you could leave the Streamy nominated series and go back to whatever you do, but I don't know if I can really. Damn it.
Wait.
You launch into that.
But yeah, I was like, how did you get that? How did that get nominated for a stream?
I don't
Was
know.
it just you, or maybe some of the other people that helped do it
I
too?
I don't know.
No, probably
I
just
don't know
you.
about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So that's another one.
good.
I mean, Spielberg accepts the award alone, so yeah.
Does he thank anybody, or is it just like, God, I'm amazing?
Just the man upstairs. Just the one, my one boss. You know what I mean? I'm Matt Hullum.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be a weird. This is gonna be a weird Friday.
What do y'all have any grievances with each other?
Or with us.
I would say sometimes, Josh, when there's something you'll avoid things. When it's like, oh, we have a script or whatever, and you're like, you haven't finished it, you'll just disappear.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll be
I
like,
do that a lot.
you just not respond.
Well, it's weird. It's like I don't want to come back. I don't know. It's like a weird glitch in my brain. It's like I don't want to come back empty-handed. Like I want to come back, and then sometimes that creates a really bad cycle where it's like, now I haven't, like, say you sent an email like in the morning and I haven't answered and it's already afternoon. It's like, well, now I haven't responded in 5 hours. Now the script's got to be really good. And so I have to like go back, and then I start, and it just, 5 days later, you're like, oh, I thought you were dead. And I was like, no, but here's your script. Yeah.
It's like when you're on Tinder and you don't respond for 3 months, so the response has to be like really good.
Right. It's going to be really
Like,
funny.
oh, my leg fell off. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for those grievances.
Thank you.
Are we done? Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
you're
I don't know. I want Blaine's here.
Should we
I wanna
bring-
see if
let's
Blaine
bring
has
on-
any grievances.
Let me
Blaine.
talk about my grievance with
I'll talk
Blaine.
now.
I'm just sitting here.
Speaking of Rooster Teeth interns,
Hello, Blaine.
I brought a list.
You brought a list of grievances?
Well, I've just been writing while you guys have been talking. But the first thing that I wrote was this podcast is going as well as an episode of Big Bang Theory without the laugh track. So, who want? How are we going to do this grievance?
I don't know.
exchange?
You give it.
Well, hold on, wait.
Actually, I have a grievance for you.
okay.
Okay.
When we were talking about like, hey, who could stop by this podcast? I was talking with Cameron, and I said, what about Blaine?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, let me check. And he said, Blaine says he'll swing by. He's at the Rock Gym writing.
Yeah.
What the fuck how do you write at the fucking gym? What does that mean? What does it mean to write? You're like climbing mountains and also like writing at your computer?
No,
what does
no,
that
no.
mean, Blaine?
There's a lofted area upstairs that's basically like a coffee shop lounge. They've got couches and desks, and they've got like super fast Wi-Fi. And people actually do their home offices out of the Rock Gym. Patrick, can you vouch? Max?
I can vouch.
I'll vouch. I'll vouch.
Our Wi-Fi is not
Yeah.
slow.
Well,
No.
but
All right.
I don't like
Well-
working at the office though, because I feel like I get distracted easily. So I go to the gym.
You're at the gym
Yeah.
writing.
But I
At the
did
Rock.
come here with a sweaty shirt because I worked out before I got here. I was like, well, if I'm going to be on the podcast, I might as well get a pump on. So
Well, so before Blaine reads his grievances, I just want to make sure people have the full context of you and at least my relationship. Blaine has always hated me. And he told me this later. He said, when I used to come, before I worked at Rooster Teeth, which was in the fall of 2014, so when I came on for Gauntlet. Before that, I would come on for gigs. I was an assistant camera on the, what was the car short?
The short where Chris is in a car.
Like the space, whatever
Yeah.
it's called. I was on that. And then Blaine told me later that, because you were an intern at the time, and you were basically like mean mugging everyone who you thought might take your slot of like a permanent job.
Very competitive, yeah.
Yeah. And so I just want you to know that before he reads these grievances, that there's a
So
long-standing...
you just hated everyone who would come into the office?
Yeah.
I typically yes, like I hated Aaron. I really hated Aaron, and it mostly like interns really have to like win me over. So yeah, I don't give people the benefit of the doubt. They have to like earn my trust, and so far everybody here has earned my trust, so we're all good now. We worked on an Emmy or not it's an Emmy
Emmy-nominated series.
streaming nominated series together.
Yeah.
All right, what are your grievances? What do you got?
I mean, who do you? I got like 6 or 7.
All right, yeah, go for them.
Okay.
Chris, why do you act like a teenager virgin to get women's attention? The whole like innocence act isn't helping. You're 30. You look like you're 30, and it scares them away.
This became a roast.
That was spot on. Yeah.
Well, you
That's a fair
told
one.
me to have grievances, so I'm grievancing you.
Why do I act like an innocent?
like a kind of like a virgin? Like what's a breast? I don't. Where is the nipple? I don't even know.
Are you on his dates with him? Are you like in the backseat of the car watching this?
No, but
Where
I
are you?
have been like, you guys don't invite me out to drink, but the few times that you do, I'm there and I'm like in the corner, like watching Chris talk to women and just like stumble over himself and just like, is he a virgin? I don't. So
I don't.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate in the comments for this one.
No. I mean, I do okay. God damn it!
Oh,
I hate talking.
This is how he's like when he's talking to a girl at a bar.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, I just don't like talk. Yeah, it's like I don't like talking about certain types of date or just dating in general.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't do bad.
What do you think women when you're talking to a woman? What do you think she likes about you? What's your hook?
What's my
you're gonna
hook?
pitch? Yeah, if you're gonna pitch yourself.
What are your main qualities that women like?
And if you're out there, you can tweet. What do you think Chris's qualities are?
At my Sarah, Christamaris.sarah. No, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like that's like it's just. I think I'm disarming. I guess with the
right,
what
like
you
in
said.
like a
with the teenager,
like a pedophile sort of way.
No. It's that I feel like a lot of. God damn it!
This leads me to my next grievance.
All right, no. I mean, I feel like let me wait.
My grievance is you were valedictorian in high school, so why do you act like a dumb fuck all the time? You wanted me to be open and honest about the grievances.
All right, for the record, I was not valedictorian. I was salutatorian, which is second. And you know, I don't act like a dumb fuck.
It's not an act.
It's not an. No, I mean, I just feel like okay. I think I can come off that way certainly, but it's like it's all rooted to like there's always a thought process through my brain that's like coming. You know, like it's all based in like some level of like logical thinking. Everything that I say, it's just sometimes it's hard to explain it in a way that makes sense.
Okay.
All right, what do you got for me?
Where this is going.
Josh, you need to stop being such a rude little man. People like the happy dwarf and not the grumpy one. So you should just be a little bit nicer to
but
people.
isn't Gimli's the grumpy one?
Well, no, I'm thinking of dwarves from like
Snow White.
Snow White and the
Oh, I
Seven
see.
Dwarfs. It was a dwarf joke to make fun of your height.
Got
that
it.
one didn't land as well.
Yeah, that was you're
Workshopped it.
I got to shop it worked up before I take it to open mic night.
yeah.
Your criticisms were harder because like I don't actually hate you, but I've had a lot more negative experiences with you than with Chris.
Right.
Ooh.
So it's like I don't really know like where the joke is and where the actual hate is.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
You just know that being around me lowers your quality of life. Is that
I consider you a very dear friend of mine, but I mean we've definitely not had like great streaks at points. I don't
think you and I have ever been in a tiff.
I
don't think we've ever actually fought about something.
That's true. I guess I was remembering going into 11 Little Roosters, that was my first experience like co-directing. So that was like a new experience, co-directing with Josh. Which Chris, if you want
hard though, as we met iBlade, like we fought the whole time. It's just like
it's just a process. Well, see, and I've never co-directed with him. I'm normally like master and commander, so like to split the responsibilities is weird.
Yeah.
The diabetes jokes are getting old.
Yeah. Well,
so is Josh.
Yeah. Diabetes is making my body feel old too. So.
I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything else because like I feel like
they're too personal.
Yeah,
too.
A little bit.
Can I read them? Can I read one?
No.
I mean, I only have one other one left.
I'll just read it and I'll tell you if it's too personal. Can I?
It's
can
not.
I, can
it's
I
just
vet
like
it?
it's just like it just makes me look petty.
Is it cringy?
It's basically like you kind of do this like body shaming thing, but it's like where you get mad at me, but it's like you're just like kind of disgruntled about it, and it's really weird. So
to be clear, I shame you about your body.
Yeah.
Can we? I want to read something really fast.
Is it an ad read or?
Yeah. Thanks to our sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast.
How can I possibly body shame you? Look at me.
I know, but it's like a reverse body shame. Where it's like
making fun of you being fit.
Yeah, it's like
example, please.
I can't think of one. It's always just been like little jabs, like those little short little Josh jabs that you give every now and then. That's just like they don't really like. They're not like specific moments that come to mind. It's just like, oh, well,
Just a general negativity around me.
yeah. I guess I
Again.
mean that's just kind of you in general. It's just like a negative person.
I will say that I was actually extremely impressed with your gym dedication during 11 Little Roosters. Like we would wrap at like 6 or 7 every night, and you were straight to the gym. Like look at me. That's not what I did.
Do you guys have any criticisms for me? Because I would like to finish out before I leave, or I don't know if you want me around, but like I want to say good things about you guys too, so that you guys don't have a bad taste in your mouth. You know?
It's been a rough ride
Yeah.
so far.
So we should.
But criticisms of Blaine.
The funniest thing about Blaine, I don't know if it's as true anymore, but you used to be so on edge about getting fired all the time. Like every week you thought you were about to be fired.
That still exists. That still exists.
That's
Still
very
does
much
it.
the case.
Yeah, which was really fun.
It's super fun to mess with you.
Yeah.
It's not from my perspective.
I messaged Blaine on Tuesday, and you immediately were like, "Am I going to get fired?" I'm like, "No, I wanted to brainstorm on this thing."
You said something along the lines of, "Hey, let's go get a drink tonight," and I was like, "Chris never asked me for drinks. Why is he wanting to get a drink with me today? I haven't talked to Chris in a while. I think he might be upset with my level of performance. Oh, I think I'm going to get fired." That was like the whole chain.
And all it was, "Oh, we have this thing. Let's brainstorm for it. Oh, it's kind of late. Let's do it over a beer." That was it.
Yeah. We came up with some good stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But you immediately went to, "I'm gonna get fired."
Right. Which I don't
mean-
think you've ever been in danger of being fired. as
Except
far
for
as I
that
know.
couple times.
Except for the couple times.
Well, I did, I remember I was part-time or an intern, but I did fart on Gus's head. And I was like, that's fucking it. There's also
What?
this, there
Wait,
what? This is back when the No was getting started. This podcast, or this story's been told on the podcast
Okay.
a bunch of times. But basically, like, short of it is, we were all sitting down. I was sitting on a chair, and Gus was on a beanbag that was like right here, and his head was like right here. And we're like all sitting around brainstorming and trying to come up with the name for the No. And I was like, "Hey, what about this one?" And I farted, and then Gus was just like, "Huh," and got up, and he just walked off in silence. And I was like, "I'm fucking dead."
Well,
you
in
didn't
general,
get fired there, so why would you
a
get?
general rule of thumb is don't fart on people's faces,
That's true.
especially people who are your boss.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's just a general like guideline for like the world. Don't fart on your bosses
Okay.
ever.
You got any other criticisms?
I wasn't ready for your criticisms.
Sorry. I mean, you know. You
I
guys-
criticize you. When do I criticize you? Am I?
I mean, this isn't like funny haha, but like, we all criticize each other's writing and stuff like that, but that's like just part of the game.
No, that's
But
just that's just yours.
See, like
Chris and I are good to
that's
go.
the way I feel sometimes though. Like Chris has a mega impact on my writing abilities to where I'll be like, "Okay, I got it. Chris, how about this?" And you'll be like, "It sucks." And we're like,
I don't.
"Oh shit." So then I go and rethink my life at the bouldering gym.
No, you go right and climb.
Super
How
fast
high, can I
Wi-Fi.
climb high enough to die?
No, because it's got the padding on the floor. Okay.
Beautiful.
No.
Well, what?
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say nice things.
All right. What are
Okay.
your nice things?
Chris, both of you have done a good job of like taking me under your wing. Like I feel like I've learned a lot about you guys, and being somebody that came into Rooster Teeth fresh out of college and not having a ton of real world experience, aside from like, a couple of like spare internships that were before RT. I feel like you guys have taught me a lot about the industry, so I appreciate that. Chris is a good friend. I don't think I've ever actually like been super pissed off at you.
Except for a
like-
couple times where I like get drunk and like break things.
Yeah, you are. Oh, that's another grievance. We're tying it back to
Oh, God,
grievances.
it's
You're a
pendulating.
violent drunk, and I don't like it.
I'm not even a violent drunk.
He's a very violent.
What?
Am I
violent
ever
drunk.
been violent when I've been drunk with you?
I think
I
it's
think it's
I don't
just
know
you.
if violence the word, but like
Is it like clumsy or
like-
breaking stuff?
He's like, I remember one time he just kept punching me on the arm. And I was like, "All right, Chris, calm down." And then there was another time where he like ripped off one of my like $70 shirts and I made him pay for it.
No. I offered. I was like, I felt bad. And I
No,
was like,
you didn't offer.
No.
You just straight up ripped the buttons off.
Oh no. But then I was like, afterwards, the next day,
yeah, I was like, "Hey, you ripped my shirt off."
and I was like, let me give you money for it.
Okay, fair.
I did that the other day. I was like, out
Rip
drinking.
somebody's shirt off.
No, but I was out drinking and I was like we were like seeing who could throw mints into each other's mouth, like that thing. And then at some point we were like, well, we should throw it into each other's beers. And then someone was covering up their beer. I was super proud of this. They were covering up their beer with their hand, and I threw a mint in between the crevice of their fingers into their beer.
Nice.
And then they were like, well, now there's a mint in my beer. I'm like, all right, I'll buy you a drink. But I was like super proud of that. That was an impressive mint throw.
I usually cover my drinks, but it's only around Aaron. He tries to get things in too. Can I say a nice thing about you, Blaine?
Oh, okay. All right.
I like your funny little like YouTube, like the little Twitter videos you make. Like there was one you made once where you were running around in like a park and there was another you in like a treehouse.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Those are good. Yeah. I like doing those. Those are fun.
This took on a much more like classic roast format. Where
It did.
you
It
do-
became
you
a
do, like,
roast.
the roast.
Blaine
and then
came
at
up,
the end, it's
yeah.
like
I
"But
like
we're all
that
here
though.
tonight to
Blaine was
celebrate."
harsh.
Yeah.
Blaine was harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are that was like legitimate. None of that bullshit that oh yeah, you don't put enough effort. The shirt thing was good. The shirt that was good. Like you made me buy a red shirt once. That was good.
It wasn't that simple.
Look at the way that you just played that grievance down. You were like, yeah, well, I made you do that one. Who cares? What a petty asshole.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys are good friends. Appreciate you. I can go fuck off now, right?
You can stay. It's fine.
I don't
You can
know.
go back and write at the Rock Gym if you want to. Do whatever you want.
Good.
It's actually like dangling from like a rappelling thing with like a little notepad.
I had a thing recently where I woke up and I was crying.
Oh.
I had a dream.
I had something like that last night, bro.
I had a dream that like a family member had died in my dream, and I woke up and I was crying, and I was like, "Why am I crying?" And then I remember my dream, and then I realized I don't remember the last time I cried before that. I don't. When's the last time you cried, Josh?
It's really stupid, but it was soon after I got my dog because it was so hard. It's weird, but it's like if you don't have a dog, you don't have kids or whatever, it's basically like having like half of a kid. It's like a lot of work. It changes your schedule and like it stressed me out like for 2 weeks. And I thought I was gonna have to give him back. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I remember I was it's like a movie scene. I was like crying in the shower because it was such a weird lifestyle change. And I felt really horrible because I thought, am I gonna have to give this dog back to the shelter? Because I don't know if I can do
handle-
this
Wait,
with-
this is
with, like
Eastwood, is it?
yeah, it was Eastwood.
He's
really?
a wild
How long-
dog.
How long
Yeah.
ago was
It's a
that?
big dog.
That was like a year or two
I guess
ago.
like 2 years ago. Had him
You
all
hadn't cried in a year or two?
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
mean,
the last time I remember.
I can't think of the last time I cried.
That's just say I can't remember the last time I cried before that dream, which is a fake thing that didn't happen.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I haven't had like my dog died recently, my childhood dog, but it was like mostly my mom's, and I was kind of like trying to be support. I didn't cry during that, and I felt like a bastard
Did
for
you
it.
pretend to cry at any point? Like,
I mean,
did
I
you,
was like, it was upsetting as a fucking downer, but like, I don't think I'd shed a tear. I don't know. Maybe like a harsh ass breakup fight from like years ago. And that's
I feel like that's probably it. Like a breakup from like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I like cried like, I don't know, last week whenever I watched some dumb movie or something. Like, I mean anything.
I've teared up for movies. Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll like half tear up for a movie, but it's not a constant thing. Even if I'm like sad, it doesn't.
There was one that actually like physically got me, and I'm trying to remember right now what it was, but like it got me, and it was like one of those things where it was like actually not just like the like the thing like more like I can't remember what it was.
I teared up a bit during Lyanna Mormont's speech in Game of Thrones when she got up and she was like, "He's my king" and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh,
little
she's
girl?
such a good actress." Yeah. That was like a powerful fucking moment.
I don't think anything I've seen has ever made me get like that emotional.
I lied to my girlfriend in 8th grade and told her I cried at Titanic, but I didn't.
You're just trying to get points or something.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I cried at the dead baby. I didn't.
What?
So.
There's a dead baby?
What? Dead baby?
There's a floating woman in the ocean at the end, and she has like a baby, and they're both like iced.
Oh, that's fucked.
You're like, and that's what you didn't go for like Leo dying or any of that. It's all about.
You didn't want to sound like
No,
a
I think you
pussy.
have to like when you lie about that, you have to really pick a specific. So it's like it's such a specific thing, it must be true.
Yeah.
So dead baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't cry last night, but I did wake up in a very similar circumstance. I was convinced I shit my pants in my
Wait,
sleep.
what?
I was convinced in my dream I shit my pants, and I woke up and I was like, I shit my pants, and I like waddled over to my bathroom and sat down and wiped my ass, and it was a ghost turd. Didn't shit my pants, but like I thought I was convinced in my sleep I shit my pants.
I've done that so many times.
You shit your pants in your sleep?
No, where I wake up from like sleeping in a place I shouldn't be sleeping, or a place that I don't normally sleep, like an airplane or something.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I shit my pants.
I did it on airplanes. I'd be like, oh.
And I think it's like one of those things where it's like your body's like, what are you doing right now? Why are you sleeping right now? And it's like, I'm gonna make him think he's shit, and that'll wake him up.
Have you ever shit your pants while you're asleep?
No.
No.
Then where does that come from?
I've woken up on airplanes.
I've never had that dream, so I don't.
I never like wake up and
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I shit my pants.
Maybe it's like
unless I did.
maybe it's one of those things where you fart in your sleep, and when you're in your bed and you're comfortable and you know it's a safe place, you just fart and you don't wake up. But if you're on an airplane and you're sleeping and then you feel a fart, you're like, oh, I shit my pants.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
One time I woke up and the AC thing was like blowing right on my crotch, and my crotch was really cold, and I was like, I pissed my pants. Like I woke up, I was like, okay. It was
I don't have this at all. I don't know what this is.
I'm with you there. I don't know. I've never.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I might have shit, and it could have just been like a clear, like
A clear shit? One of those?
What's going on up there? Like, why are you shitting clear fluid?
I don't know.
That's not all right. You need to go to a doctor.
You never know.
That's problematic.
Oh God.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, well, okay, wait. When's the last time you shit your pants?
Ooh, when last time I shit my pants?
When's the last time you shit your pants?
It was somewhat recently. It was when we were filming in Alpine.
What?
Wow, that was like a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah. We were like, when we were eating, if you've ever been to Alpine and like Marfa, like there's only like 5 places to eat, right? And so and we were there for 3 straight weeks. So it was like by day 2, you've rotated all the restaurants almost. And so I don't know, just that food did not settle well, and it hit me right as I was like halfway, and the set was like 20 minutes outside town or something. It hit me like I need to go right between set and the hotel. I was headed back to the hotel, and there was just no way I was gonna. I almost made it. I got to the hotel parking lot,
And you just shit.
not like, I mean, reasonably controlled, but it was it was not good. It was not a good.
At least you made it at least you went to the hotel.
I got to the parking lot. Yeah.
Because then you had clothes.
Yeah.
Last time you shit yourself.
Man, I don't know. I think it was like maybe around college.
Oh, that one. Oh.
What?
Bravo, Blaine.
Well,
That was a while ago.
well, no, I might have had some like really wet farts that like left residue. But like, I remember though, like none of those come to mind. So I'll just go with the story that I can remember the best. Cause I'm sure I think I've shit my pants like probably in the last like 18 months. I've shit my pants.
Really?
Like a wet fart, like a diarrhea kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like, I remember though, so back in college.
Was it? Okay, finish.
Well, back in college, this is one that I remember. I was at my hometown, and I was driving somewhere with my mom and my sister. And I've always just kind of like decided to take the back seat because, my sister, she's older, so I'll just let her sit in the front. My mom was driving, and I was back there, and I think that's what made it worse. Is I was a passenger in the back seat, and I just remember like farting, and then I just been like, oh God. And then like, I think I had to tell my mom if we could hurry up with whatever errand we were running. I was really embarrassed about it. I think I might have thrown my.
Did she know that you would shit your pants?
No, I don't think I told them.
I shit my pants at the Rugrats movie.
How long ago was that?
I mean, that was like whenever the Rugrats movie came
So
out.
that was like 90s then.
Yeah.
So that was back when Josh was in his 5th year of high school.
Yeah.
But we were kids.
Yes.
Right.
And
Yep.
yeah, then we went somewhere afterwards, and I don't know, is it like, do you normally not tell people that you, like, whenever you're younger and you shit your pants?
How old?
I think, I don't know. I was watching the Rugrats movie. So.
Okay, hold on. Let's look up the Rugrats movie. Let's see what year this
Can we
is.
get some facts on this? No, but do you tell people that you shit your pants?
No.
Not at my age.
Unless you have a significant other.
But maybe on a podcast.
Yeah.
Would you tell Nadia?
Rugrats the movie, there was 2. Oh, I guess 3. 1998. Rugrats in Paris is 2000. Rugrats Go Wild
It
is
was
2003.
Go Wild.
So Go
Go
Wild, it was
Wild.
2003. I was 13. So then you were like 17, 16?
No, because
No, that's not.
He was like, you were like,
No, it must have been the original movie.
are y'all the same age?
Is it okay?
I'm 28. Okay.
Blaine, how old are you?
27.
Older than Blaine?
Yeah.
Wow.
What? That he's older than me?
Yeah.
Doesn't
28.
surprise me. Yeah, everybody's older than me in this company.
Just always, you'll always be that 16-year-old Max in the hotel room to me. So, snapshot.
We made the most amazing movie, and I wish I could find it
God.
online because it is terrible.
I think I guarantee it's. I know where to find it.
Oh my God! Please send
You
it to
shouldn't
me.
show it, though. It's
so
garbage.
bad.
At a panel that I wanted. Well, never mind. I can't talk about that. Never mind.
I have another criticism. Since I was the intern, but you guys all knew each other in college, I've always felt like you guys had this like, we're college buddies mentality. And then like I'd be like, hey guys, what's up? And you'd be like, fuck you, little brother, kind of. Yeah, I've always felt
Boys
that.
Club. Boys Club.
Yeah.
But that's a projection of your insecurities.
God,
Yeah.
I do have a lot of those, don't I? Yeah. Man, I get fucking roasted in the comments because people are like, why is Blaine so fucking insecure all the time? He pisses me off. He's so, he has feelings. He's so insecure. I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking
Well, because
human.
the funny thing about you, Blaine, is you project this alpha mentality,
Right.
but you're the most beta person.
I think it's situational. I think it's dependent. Sometimes I am in my zone, but yes, most
That's
times.
true. I agree with that. That is
Most
true.
time
There
I
are
am
moments.
like a puppet.
There are times where you're super insecure, and there are times where you're very much like confident. And yeah,
But even then, you just nip him on the neck and he yelps and he's back.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting about working at Rooster Teeth is that this is a company that's basically just like, it's a bunch of nerds. It's geeks and stuff like that. And like, I find myself fitting under that, description. Like I'm a geek and stuff like that. But because I'm a shape, people assume that, oh no, he's like super confident and all this stuff. But like, and people shit on me and punch me and stuff like that because it's like, it's Blaine, he can take it. But really, I'm like just as insecure as anybody else. So I'm like, oh.
If Rooster Teeth is the high school, then you're the jock that like secretly is doing painting lessons.
Yeah.
And like doesn't
Yeah.
want
You're the
people to
is in
know.
choir or something.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
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 I don't know where that came
What would you be, Josh, if this was high school?
from. I feel like he's a theater major.
I was pretty cool in high school.
No, I'm not
So-
saying who were you in high school because I can guarantee you I knew you somewhat close to that and you were just as insufferable. So
You're right.
so would you be?
Give me like a. Let's see.
I think it would be more like a theater tech, like no
Holier than thou.
I was
type
in
thing.
one play in high school. That was it. That was the closest acting experience I had.
I feel
in high
like
school.
Josh would be like the Artur who's like, no, I'm gonna make it to college and make it big.
I'm leaving this stupid town and all you stupid people.
Yeah. Well, Chris was like, Chris is probably like the geeky kind of like.
No, Chris is definitely the mean girl. You know, he's like the
Chris
Regina
is-
George.
no.
Hold on, let me
Yeah,
tell you
like-
how cool
like
I
trash
was in high school.
talking.
Because
Obviously it's
this was gonna be my vehicle to get out. But I was in in my senior year in high school, I was in an independent study math class, so you could study whatever you wanted. And for the final project, I did a parody of The Matrix called The Mathrix. It's one of the first films I did, and it was people fighting to math problems. But I shot it really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Actually, I
Club.
like that.
AV Club.
yeah. AV.
I did a lot of AV.
My school didn't have.
I was an
one.
AV club.
Yeah,
That's where I got my
like a
start.
lot of video stuff. I had a public access TV show in high school and like do that stuff with my friends. I was just like,
That public access show is really fun.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ever get a chance to see Chris's The Adventures of PJ in Space or whatever it's called, it's quite good.
Is it what it was? It just like I feel like I've seen some of it.
you might.
somewhere.
I don't know. It's just me and my friends. I just want to make movies. I think that's since I was like 13. I just want to make movies and make stuff.
What's your earliest like thing that you made, like a film thing?
Early, that was actually a movie.
Mm-hmm. Or no, like
Like a video.
yeah, like a thing that you videoed and
like,
edited.
I did ran around. It was a movie called The Hit. It was about it was like about a hitman in a high school.
Oh God, Chris, no.
It's about a hitman.
Is this
Columbine?
pre-Columbine?
Yeah.
Pre-Columbine or post-Columbine?
No. Well, it was set in high school because we had to film it in a class,
Okay.
and it was just about a hitman, and it was just like trying to do like an action-y movie. I have it. I want to do a panel at some point, like an RTX or something, where we like show like really bad early things that we
We
made.
kind of did that last
year and a half.
RTX
Year and a half.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. Actually, I have some legitimately good, like, same kind of shit that I did on Instagram and Twitter all the time now. I have some really good stuff. I have some awful garbage.
Yeah, I mean, everyone makes
has
bad
awful
stuff.
Man, Aaron has that one that he acted in. I don't think he directed it or whatever.
No,
but
we
like,
showed that at that RTX because he thought I was going to show something else. Then I dug that out, that gym.
that thing's so fucking
Everyone
bad.
makes I think that's anyone who wants to do like entertainment or any sort of art, basically anything in life. You're gonna make a lot of shitty stuff.
Yeah,
Josh, did you do a
Always at the beginning, and you have to
Cinepreneur?
get that stuff out.
I did.
Which
Didn't you do one?
I did a yeah. We were in a film club in college, and we
We
did.
started a film club that lasted exactly 1 year.
Yes.
Nice.
But it was the concept was
It was a
cool.
good
It was
idea,
called- it was
but
called
what was yours again?
Cinepreneurs. Mine was the detective one, but the girl who'd been murdered. We formed this
Yes.
club at UT where the goal was to make a feature film in a year, and
I
the way
remember
you would
that.
do it is it was like it was vignettes. Right. So it was like instead of doing one feature film and devoting all these resources to 90 minutes, it was like we'll make 3 30-minute films and we'll split up the club into these 3 groups and everyone will get a chance to try their hand at different jobs and whatever else. And at the end of it, we'll find a framing device. And I mean, while we're writing it and put it together. And we
Kind of like
did.
a grindhouse type thing.
Kind of, yeah. But it was a little more, it was all took place over the same like timeline. It wasn't quite as integrated as we'd hoped in the end, but we did it. We finished that
Yeah, we did
film.
finish it. I would be interested to watch that again to see.
Not, I'm
if
sure
I would
it's
not.
good. I'm
Awful.
sure it's
I would
bad.
not be interested to watch that.
I
ever.
think it would be terrible.
I'm sure
But
it's
why
probably
didn't you
bad.
join Chris in college?
Yeah, why didn't you join?
I was busy making good stuff.
Oh,
I can smell myself, by the way, so I'm sorry.
you can't really smell
Okay,
anything.
because I can smell myself.
Um,
What was that story? I don't know if you told it before, but it was like you were in some like creative class in college. It was like for the elite creative kids. And you like brought it was like no. It was like you and Aaron were in it or something, and you guys brought like a student film or something, but then there was this kid who came in and he like made like a Coke and Mentos type thing.
Oh, we might have told the story. It was some like super like artsy fartsy kind of class where it's like you could do whatever. You just got to do a class but it's like a project you've been working on. It's like a third of your grade.
Yeah.
But there's no rules other than it has to be uncanny. And this guy brought in a Mentos and Coke thing.
Wasn't it like a fishbowl?
It was like, but he was like Mentos and Coke. Everyone loves Mentos and Coke and how it explodes. Now we're gonna do something incredibly different. Coke and Pop Rocks. And then he pulled the lever, and a bunch of Pop Rocks fell into some Coke, and he goes, and that was it. And then the teacher tore into him for like 20 minutes, and then the TA tore into him, and then the other TA tore. It was like an hour, like, and this guy was with his girlfriend. His girlfriend was his assistant, who like pulled the lever. It was just like brutal.
Was it meant? I mean, was he doing it to be funny?
No, he was like, "This is my uncanny project." It was Coke and Pop. It was just he'd thrown some shit together.
Was this RTF or something?
No, it was some like I don't know, artsy.
Was that the ACT lab?
Yeah.
Act Lab? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was they always had like these weird credits that you had to get where it's like, why am I in this fucking bullshit class? So you went to UT.
Yeah.
We all went to UT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all film
I
students.
have a question for you, actually, Blaine,
What's up?
because we were talking about like making fun of you for being a beta male or alpha male or whatever.
Go on.
Are you confident with women when you? Well, obviously you have a girlfriend now, but like going out, at what point did you become, or are you confident? And if so, what point did you become confident?
Dude, it totally fluctuates. Like there's some times where like back when I was on Tinder, I was just like killing it. I knew all the right things to say. I was just getting dates like crazy and they were going successfully, to keep it vague. But then there was other times where I just have these like sprouts where I was just like, I couldn't talk to women in bars. Things were very uncomfortable. It was like, I don't know what it was, but it just totally ranged. I think I hopped a line between being very social and very antisocial. So I don't know. But like, I mean, once I get past a certain point of chemistry and I know somebody and I'm able to establish like that connection, then I'm fine. I can talk with anybody, you know?
Yeah. I feel like because I was doing the Tinder stuff when I was 20, like late 20s.
You've been engaged like several
Oh
times.
God, yeah,
Is that public knowledge?
yeah. I think so. I've been engaged twice, but we don't talk about that.
Let's get
We don't talk about my failures. But when I was single, I was kind of bumpy at first, like not knowing how to talk to people. But then it just sort of, you start to learn the people you have chemistry with and the ones you don't, and then it becomes easzy. Like that's was kind of my experience with it. It was like, oh, like.
But you went on like you were in long-term relationship, and then there was a period where you were just single for a while, and you were just like, you went a little like
I was a fiend. Yeah,
a little crazy, right? I mean, I remember because it was whenever
there's
we
a
were
whole RTAA about it. Yeah.
Because it was whenever we were like working on like the Gauntlet and stuff, and you would come in and tell some story. Like I feel like every week you'd have a new story.
Yeah.
About a date that some horrific or great date, depending upon.
I feel like it got to a point. I don't know if you've ever gotten to this point, but there was points where I was going on like 4 or 5 dates a week. I don't know. Have you gotten to that? I typically didn't do more than one a night, but there would be days where I'd have a date on like a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday and a Saturday
with different people.
Different people each time. Yeah.
I did that same thing. Have you ever seen that episode of? Did you watch Master of None? Mm-hmm. They did an episode on dating.
Yeah,
and it was like. They just fucking nailed it. Yeah. It was going through the same routine, same fucking
and certain
conversation.
Women like make it farther than others. It's eventually by the end of the night he's down to like 2 or 3, and then he just sleeps with one.
Yeah.
No,
that's identical to how the dating scene is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it's definitely a thing too. I feel like because if you go on enough first date, then you end up with like a routine.
Yeah.
Of like, here's this conversation, and it gets boring.
Well, it sucks too because I remember like before I started dating Alana, I just ran into this period where I was able to get dates pretty easily. That was fine. And we'd go on them and, I'd had like 3 or 4 different places that I would take them. They're all like coffee shop type environments, like, ones that you could stick around for an hour or two, or there's ones where you can pull the escape rope and get out. Yeah. But it always, I narrowed down the same few questions to kind of like, and it sounds awful, but it's just like basically weeding a person out based on their personality and like, just knowing if that thing would go or not, and if it was a first date or if it would continue to a second date. I hated dating. It's the worst.
I remember I used the Gauntlet a couple times to get out of dates. Like I'd pretend like, oh, it's my boss calling me. Remember there was a girl who like on the first date was telling me how she liked to have sex to The Empire Strikes Back. Oh. And I was like, that's a great like bullet point.
Wait, were you dating Blaine?
It was Blaine. It was Blaine. That's why our dating's been so hard.
No, but wait, that's what
it was some story she told on the first date about she'd had sex to Empire Strikes Back or something, and it was like the greatest. And I was like, okay, but that was like the only good thing. The rest of it was not good, but that was like the one.
So when she's like walking down the street and she hears the Star Wars theme song, is she like, oh.
Only if it's, I guess it'd have to be like Vader,
Imperial March.
Like one of the newer songs that comes in Empire that's not in
Imperial
A New
March.
Hope. Yeah.
An asteroid field.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cloud City. Yeah. Or the Boba Fett theme. Yeah.
Is that Boba Fett's theme?
Yeah, it's like really deep and scary.
Yeah. That's like the one song. Did you ever play Star Wars Shadows of the Empire on 64? Yeah. Because it was like a cartridge format, it was limited. There were only like 3 songs. It was literally like that song, the asteroid song, and like something else. And it was just, every level had the same exact. And each level had like a minute of the song, and then it would loop. Yeah. It was very exciting.
That was a great fucking game, though.
Do you feel like that period was formative?
Yes.
Like you're just like, I'm single, I'm dating a bunch of people and going on all these like.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, like that was how I better figured out, I think, the type of person I wanted to be with, and then also like because before that I dated a high school sweetheart for a couple of years out of high school through the Army, and I dated another girl out of college for like 6 years. So it was constant relationships. So it's like until you like really get out there, like you don't really know what great sex is. You don't know what like. I mean, you've had some good like connections with the people I was in relationships with, but like I don't know, you just like to see the variety of people is I think more eye-opening. You and I have like really similar dating stories. I feel like we talked about this kind of earlier.
But Chris, you don't really talk about your dating stories.
Yeah, you're
you're kind of a closed book on it.
Last time I was on a podcast, I told
Yeah, he told
I
us
tell
dating
dating stories, but it's
Why don't
You have opened up a bit, and I've actually noticed that you do a little bit of showboating. You're like, yeah, I went on a date last time. Like, oh, really? Yeah. She cute? Oh, yeah. Got her Instagram pull up. You're like, okay, all right, cool, Chris.
I used to not tell anything.
You were so private, and I was like, I'm not ever gonna break this Chris guy down. Like, he's never gonna open up to me.
I would never talk about anything personal.
Yeah.
Ever.
You and I did though, because we would always be on projects together. We'd always be writing Laser Team or whatever else, and so I would hear it, and that's why I know our stories are like weirdly similar.
Because we both
We had sex with each other. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the twist.
Well, because we both have stories with like doing stuff with virgins.
Oh God.
Oh man, I've
Yeah.
had some fucked up things with that
Yeah, I
too.
accidentally took someone's virginity once.
Did they tell you after?
Yeah.
Just start it from the beginning.
I didn't like trip and fall into her or something. It was like I did not intended to take her virginity, but I was in it was a girl I met at my high school reunion, and started hanging out, and then she just gave off that vibe, like we would like she kissed like a guppy, like she was just like this little, like very like you have to like you're on the defensive, like you're like I don't know what this is, and then we start fooling around, and oh God, it was just like there were all the signs were there. Like we got naked, and she started trying to do a hand job, and it was like I had to like grab her arm and stop her because it was just like like it was like I probably could have filed assault charges or something. I mean,
Wait,
it was like
was there like lubricant?
no lube.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you're
then like
imagining your certifies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like vice grip on the balls. It was like, oh, you can't do that.
Jesus.
Like it was like, it was like knee jerk, like survival instinct. Like,
You really, that is a thing. You can't, if someone's like attacking your balls,
yeah, that's my livelihood. That's my children. Anyways, so there were all these signs, and I was like, this girl, there's no way this girl's is
Experienced.
Yeah, there's just no way. And so I was like, I don't want to have sex with her because I don't want to be that person. Like I didn't feel like I didn't know her that well, and I didn't feel worthy. I guess like she should save that for someone special. Like I shouldn't blow that on me.
You didn't foresee a future with her potentially.
Yeah. I don't know that she necessarily did either. But then so we'd been hanging out a couple times, and then one night we're just laying around, and she was like, "Do you have any condoms?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then like I waited a beat, and I was like, "Do you want to have sex?" And she was like, "Uh-huh." And I was like, "Okay." And in that one instant, I thought, maybe not. Maybe she's just not good at this.
Yeah.
But
Is this when you're 28? Like you said, 10-year reunion, right?
Yeah.
Because the way that she's talking, like I don't know.
She was the same age, so she was also
I know, but it just like
Sounds like she's just fresh out of high school. Or
yeah.
something.
that's weird.
And then so I was like, okay, I guess we'll do this because maybe I'm wrong. And then it's 5 seconds in, I was like, nope, I was right. It was like a bad Jenga game. It was just like she didn't know where to go, and it was
rhythm and
and it's weird to me thinking on that because there's I don't know if it's as prevalent today, but it feels like there used to be this big thing about like especially in high school, like everyone like wants a virgin, and they like want like all those things, and it's like when you get older, like no, like which is great if you're a virgin and you're saving it, that's great, that's awesome. But it's like if you're going out to have fun, it's hard because you have to like you don't really want to necessarily teach another person everything. Like you're hoping that
how weird is
a skill set into the game with them.
How weird is it now that Nadia
but they
works
level
here?
up fast because they're level 1. So then
Right.
It's good.
How weird is it now that Nadia works here after that experience?
After her bad hand job?
Yeah, after you met her at your high school reunion. Oh wow, that really one didn't land at all.
No, I thought it was clever.
It landed whenever we had a private laugh about it.
You should have pulled from Blaine's jokes.
I mean, he's got it.
I had a girl I went on some dates with, and I got a hand job from, and
She snake charm you?
what is that?
I tell this all the time. There's a girl in high school that got a reputation as the snake charmer because she didn't know how to give a hand job. And she'd go up to a guy, Started going like this to his penis. It's this for people at home. Need to know.
It's a back and forth through the
Blaine
hand.
teaches you.
But she.
I mean, that probably feels nice. I can't,
That wouldn't get you
No,
off,
I
though.
like
I mean, not the whole time. It's like you're being attacked by an octopus.
yes, like a squid is just
She's like
swimming up.
sucking your soul out of your urethra.
Yeah.
Your soul is just in the form of.
Come to me.
No, but it was so we were. I'd gone out on a couple dates with this girl, and at some point she told me she was a virgin or whatever, and I was like, okay, cool. Hanging out, we're in a car. I think because I don't know why we were in a car. I don't remember, but we didn't go to like
That
someone's
seemed
house.
to be your MO though.
At
If I could
cars?
just say that. There were like so many stories you told me. It was like we were in my car in the alley. I was like,
Chris, how old are you when this happened, though? Because if it's like high school,
No,
or early
this,
not high
this is
school.
this is like post college.
okay, then you're fucking weird because you have a house. At this point.
and I had but for I think we were.
What the fuck is up with these?
No, I don't remember the circumstance. I think it was one of those things where
I haven't had sex in my car.
we didn't have sex. We didn't have sex. It was like a good night. We were both going our separate ways, and we were saying good night at a car, and then we started kissing, and then
she
it
was
became like it escalated, and then it was just like in the moment type thing, right?
Uh-huh.
That was just a thing, and then we were doing stuff, but because it was like in a car at like on a street. She starts giving me a hand job, but I'm like not taking my jeans off because it's like there's like,
Sure.
and then, but she also isn't particularly like, as I mentioned, she was a virgin and she was giving me a hand job, but it was like,
yeah.
Wait, through your
I know
pants,
that
it was
form.
like a rub though at that point,
well,
right?
well, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Wait,
it was like,
what was the zipper situation like? That seems like
well,
that's
that was
danger zone.
open. But
Oh wait, your dick was through the.
No. It was not through the zipper, but it was just like, she was just like, it was in there. And
Was it over? Was it an over the pant rub?
No, it was like in the pants, but like,
Okay.
but
Did you wear cargo shorts? in
no, I
this-
did not wear cargo shorts.
How was she? How was she like?
She just like
Like, she like this?
Here's the problem, Blaine. Is it was the most violent thing I've ever experienced in my life, and it was
probably the
like
same girl.
it was like she was conducting an orchestra, like no. But I was like, and I was just like trying not to because it was painful.
Why would you not say something?
And I was like, gentler, like I was.
What?
I was trying to be like I didn't want to like mess
you
up.
didn't
her.
want to ruin your chances of getting
No.
whatever.
No, I just didn't want. I didn't want to like mess up
Embarrass
her
her.
like mental like. Oh, that's bad stuff. I was just trying to be like
He's about positive reinforcement.
positive reinforcement.
Right.
Okay.
It was the most. I mean, it was bad.
I still can't figure out how this whole thing is happening. Like how she's getting her hands in.
She just. It was like through. No, it's like it wasn't like up my pants, dude. It was. She didn't go up the
like- this is like-
ankle.
This is like here.
Yeah, it in and then just kind of like, but like pants. I
Did
don't
you
know
have the
why.
baggy pants? Were you wearing
Huh?
like bell bottom
It was like, God damn it. It was just like this kind of thing. Like,
gift that, Peter.
God damn it. It was that
man.
kind of thing. And it was just, it hurt.
So okay,
This sounds like the same girl. I bet if we went and like reported to the police about this, they'd be like, yes, the handler.
God
Like
damn.
the 5th Street handler. We know her.
I have a lady story.
oh, I want to hear this.
Okay.
A rare
This is from the
from the time before, but not really. Like basically, we all know that.
I don't know past Max.
Yeah, well, like basically, I knew something was up. I knew there was smoke and there was fire privately online, but definitely didn't broadcast it. And so what happened was I was dating this this girl, and then we broke up, and I had just gotten to UT. Was walking around. You know how they have the Greenpeace canvassers.
Mhm.
A Greenpeace canvasser like started hitting on me. This like girl, and I was like, oh, well, this will be interesting. Like, because seems to be interested in me. So we make plans for a date. I literally look up online how to read body language because I don't have that. Like, so I'm
Ability.
like, well, I was like, I don't know how you get to the next level with the lady. And so, so then we basically, all the signs were there. And then it got to the point where I was getting a BJ, And it was she had really, really large front teeth.
Oh.
And it was an attack. It was an assault.
It's like a biting type.
And
This is the same girl.
Is that what happened? Is that?
It was
Is that what turned you?
Yeah, it's like.
No, it was just like I was like, wow, like somebody's not showing up to the party. And it's just kind of like, well, maybe if we try a little bit longer. And I was like, I can't tell if this is like, because I'd gotten blowjobs from women before that, worked.
Yeah.
But this just absolutely did not. And I was like, oh, like which one is it? Couldn't really figure it out, but it was really bad.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to either a girl or a boy, a virgin, and they're like ready to take the next step? Because in my opinion, I think if you're transparent about it,
Yeah.
then I think that
Right.
that's the best route to
Can
take.
I wait? I have a small story that feeds into this.
Okay,
So
okay.
at first, I want to go back though to the virgin girl and say I was, despite being handled, I was still impressed that she being a virgin, she just went for it. It wasn't like there's a certain what would you say? Like I don't know. There's an
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, there you go. There's just it's a go-getter. I appreciate that. So my first fiance, who I dated in high school, had never she'd never done anything with a guy before, and she decided that one day that she wanted to give me a hand job. She went on to be like a neurobiology major, right? And so she was like, "All right, I'm going to do this." And so she was like, "Okay, well, I want to watch you do it to yourself, and then I'm gonna observe and like basically like take notes." And I was like, "That's the most like brilliant use of science I've ever seen in my life."
That's not a bad plan.
No, it's not, right?
No.
Yeah, and so literally, yeah, she just like watched me jerk off for like 10 minutes, and I was like, huh, and she just like watched, and I was like, okay, I got it. I got the form. Like,
I don't know if I could do that. That'd
Yeah.
be weird. How far into the relationship were you?
this was in high school, so I mean, but we'd probably been dating, I don't know, 6 months or something.
Okay. I guess you're fairly comfortable with them at
smart.
that point.
Yeah, isn't that smart? Like, I've never seen that again, but she, neurobiologists, man, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, to the point. What Josh, I didn't have a. It's not like after that bad hand job, it's like I didn't talk to that girl.
Right.
It's like it's like a communication and like growing and healing.
From the chafing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's if someone's a virgin, then that's fine. If you want to wait till marriage, then that's fine too. Or if you just haven't had
Sure.
sex, there's no right or wrong. It's just like, do whatever you want to do.
I feel like there's a huge stigma on virginity and the loss of it. and
There
stuff
was
like
just a
that.
story today about some actress being shamed because she was like in her 30s and was still like waiting for marriage, like someone on that Insecure show.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I do remember
feel
a
like-
certain point where I was like, all right, I just wanted to have sex because I was like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to not be a virgin.
Would you be afraid to share what age you were? I'll say straight up, I think I waited until
I was in high school.
I think I waited until I was like 20 or 21.
I was 20.
22.
I was 20 for like actual sex. I was 20.
I
Yeah,
was
same.
I was under 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I knowing how you are now, I can't imagine a teenage Chris.
But that's why,
Like-
don't you understand? Now it all makes sense. That's why when you're like, oh, you act like a teenager and get women, because that worked for him as a teenager.
It was just ever
And he's just kept doing it the last 15 years. So,
I don't know. I might. God damn it.
no, it's good. It's
I feel like we should get off the subject of sex, unless
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep going. But
No,
I
I'm
feel like
good.
it's getting a really
I'm-
raunchy
yeah.
episode.
I mean, yeah. I had notes on stuff to talk about, and then we talked about sex for an hour.
and grievances.
We didn't. It was mostly grievances. I think the sex was actually pretty light.
I like the
Peripheral.
grievance part.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like very,
It's good to air your grievances in a public setting. Right?
there's like a weight off my shoulders
Yeah.
now.
Wait, before we go, can I show off this sweet shirt that I got in Alaska? I
yeah,
wore
we're-
it.
yeah.
Look at this. Look how cool this shirt is. Oh God, this is for Blaine too. I got it just for him. You can see. Where we at?
You got it for me, but he didn't
Look at that.
give me one.
Oh my God, that's a moose Kylo Ren on this shirt. That's how. Oh,
It's a moose, Kylo Ren.
yeah.
There was like it's like smaller details. Like I think like one of the pilots was like an eagle. Like,
Yeah,
they,
they're
like,
all. It's like somebody. I was in Alaska, and it's like whoever was in charge of like their merch department for tourism. Just they let someone go crazy.
Yeah.
And there's like 10 awesome shirts. There's like a Harry Potter one. It's like
Did you say it was like Harry Otter or something?
yeah, it's like Harry Otter, which sounds like another sex story, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I have a funny thing here.
Okay, do your funny thing.
Well, no, it's just a thing. I was talking to Marshall Rimmer
I know.
recently about we were talking about like when you go on it. This is going back to dating, but going on dating and like you meet someone and like you know that no matter how good the date goes, it's not going to work out because of the name. Has that ever happened?
The name?
Like your names wouldn't mix.
Your
if
names
you got
would
married.
not mix.
So like, would you date a Chris, like a female Chris? Like Chris and Chris?
That's fine. It's like the name combination. If she was to take my
What if her
last
name was
name,
Dina?
Oh,
something.
wait, what?
it's that thing.
That's some fucking creepy. Okay, all right,
No, no,
whatever.
no,
What is the situation though?
Her name was Damaris.
Oh,
Damaris. That's kind of awesome.
Right, that's almost like
I would love to
fate.
meet somebody named Damaris.
Sounds like a bad bitch.
She's like,
Damaris.
I'm Damaris.
yeah.
What?
He just said bitch, and you didn't say anything. You just sat idly.
Blaine is a sweet boy.
Well, it's the context too. You know,
Yeah.
like I think bad bitch is an empowering term.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Where you call women horrible things.
Oh yeah.
Marshall had a good one though.
Okay.
Okay.
He went out with
Is
a
he
girl.
okay? Is he okay?
I
with
can
you
already
sharing
I
this?
see where this is going just because I know what his last name is. so
He
it's
went
just
out with a
like-
girl named Anna Lee. And wait.
Annalie River.
Wait, but didn't
Wait, but it was spelled Annaly.
Oh,
So Annalie Rimmer.
her parents fucked her.
that's
Well, no, I
rude.
mean that's yeah. There's bad naming anyway going on, but also with the last name Rimmer.
Annalie.
Yeah.
Well, but wait, didn't he say that like his parents are like I swear I hope I'm not making this up, but isn't it like Anita and something else
Rimmer.
that
No, this is another one. I
thought
think
there
my
was something
sister
about that.
had a friend. Her name was Anita, and she married a guy with the last name Dick.
God
Yeah.
damn. Keep your maiden name on that point.
So her name was Anita Dick, and then also I think her middle name started with a C, so it was Anita C Dick. It was just like
Wow.
It's like she can't make reservations at restaurants under her name.
Yeah.
Just not gonna happen.
table for Anita Dick.
Oh, damn it.
This is not as cool or it's not as sexy, but I went to a wedding a couple weeks ago where the guy's last name was Fear. And I was like, that's awesome. Like,
What?
Mr. Fear is here. You know, like
Max
everywhere you
Fear.
Go. Yeah. Would you like that? Max
That'd be
Fear.
pretty cool.
God, you should marry him.
Blaine Fear.
That's Blaine is just the worst name. So like no awesome last name will save it.
I
Yeah.
think Blaine Fear sounds like a John Wick kind of like action hero.
Yeah.
Blaine Fear.
Blaine
Yeah.
Fear.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought my first name was Goofy as a credit name, which is why I had a really awful credit name in college.
What do you mean?
Do you remember Max?
J.
Dylan
Dylan Flanagan.
Yeah,
J.
I went
Dylan.
by my middle
Oh
name.
man, I had forgotten about that.
I hadn't.
Jesus.
He would and he also wore. And whenever he would direct, he'd wear like a stupid hat.
Tell me
And I
that's
was
a
like,
joke.
"Why are you wearing that hat?" He'd be like, "That's my directing hat."
Tell me that's a
You
fucking
would say
joke,
J.
dude.
Dylan Flanagan.
It's
yeah.
not a joke.
Yeah.
So I know. So he would credit yourself J. Dylan Flanagan. Was that like out of jest?
No.
No, I wish I was
it's
that
not.
smart. No,
You had your funny persona, which was Todd Spooner.
I had a dumb character I played on screen called Todd Spooner, but there was I wasn't trying to be pretentious. I just didn't think that Josh Flanagan sounded good. I feel like Josh and Flanagan don't meet together very well. One's a Hebrew name and the other one's Irish, so it's
Nice.
kind of like
That works fine. But what's this? What's with this hat? What is this hat? What kind of hat is this?
It's like a leather.
it was like
black.
a cow leather or no, it was a kangaroo leather like
It was
cowboy
really
hat.
stupid looking too.
A cowboy hat?
Yeah,
Cool.
It was cool.
That sounds awesome, man.
It was awesome.
That's
You're right.
dope.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make fun
thank
of those
you.
because there's the guy that runs Star Wars Rebels wears one of those hats, and like normally it'd be goofy as fuck, but he looks cool in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't wear that hat.
Yeah,
Do
Josh.
you still have it?
I wish you
No,
had it.
well, I do have it actually. It's too small to fit because leather like shrinks over time. But the
Or your head
what's
just
his name?
expanded.
When I finished day 5, season 1, Jason Harder gave me a brand new one. Have you seen? I wore it. Did you not see? I wore that one in West Texas.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
hat. Yeah,
that
but
was-
that was also like we needed hats in that
we
type
did
of
need
environment.
Well,
You're
so,
all
you
in
know,
the desert.
Austin's sunny.
Yeah,
too.
But it was like you didn't. This is my directing hat. I wear this hat when I'm directing. There's a difference between I'm wearing a hat.
I wore it to class also and places.
Directing actors class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just
I was really cool in college. Yeah,
Is that correct?
you were there
I was there. What did I miss?
I have a question for you. As an army man.
as an army man. Got it.
So Elon Musk
Okay.
and like a bunch of robotic like specialists and like scientists, they made a press thing that was like that was urging the UN to make it illegal to build like autonomous killing robots
Okay.
because they're like that's like the third age of war. That's like the third age of war. If we go down that path, it's like okay, gunpowder, nuclear bombs, killing machines.
Right. Which seems inevitable, but go on.
I feel like it's inevitable too.
Yeah.
But like
Drones, I feel like,
as an army man, someone who's in the army, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's like I just said. I mean, that seems inevitable to me. Like that, there's going to be more and more like unmanned things. I mean, isn't that the goal? Like the goal is to like somehow fight wars without actually losing your own soldiers. So,
But then it becomes a thing where it's like then there's just robots designed to kill who just can kill.
well, they kill all the other side's robots, and then I guess they kill the people.
Yeah,
Or the
and then they
people
just start
surrender
killing
when-
people. It's like
Yeah.
at some point the robots have to kill. They're just gonna
Sure.
start killing people.
Well, there's like that. You ever see that Star Trek episode where like they like it's like the two guys debating and they like can push a button and kill like so many of each other's troops, and so they just come to these weird like treaties where they're like, oh well, we'll lose 500,000 and you'll lose 1,000,000. They're like, okay, and they like hit the button and like somewhere far away their troops die and like that's the end of the conflict or something. It's like yeah, I don't know.
it would be. It's like takes away the people from the
Sure.
combat.
But there's
right?
already like weird stuff, not necessarily like that, but I mean, like, just to me, the concept that war has rules has always been a weird thing. And the army fights by Geneva Convention rules, right? So when I was in Iraq, there are things like if you are advancing on an enemy and I forget what it's called, the line of advance, LOA. So like you run through an enemy's position, you like shoot whatever, blah, blah. You get to the end of it. Technically, you're not allowed to then stop, turn around and shoot anyone who's behind you. You have to render aid as a prisoner of war. So it's a weird, like,
What if somebody flanked you or something?
well, that's different, but it's like, that's the kind of weird gray areas you get into. It's just the general idea to me of like civilizing war is a bizarre thing.
So say you passed. I'm confused by that. Say you passed someone's position and they were in
well,
hiding.
if they're in a bunker or they're still a threat, then yeah. But it's like if you go through and you wound them, you didn't kill them.
Oh, okay, you wound
You
them.
can't turn around and like execute them, or that's a war crime.
Sure.
You have to render
God,
aid.
you had
as a
so many
prisoner of
war
But
crimes
it's I
then.
mean it's also like gray and fuzzy, and it's a long list of stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I mean but the tech seems inevitable.
You know, in the movies when they're like, "What's the rules for engagement?" You know,
Yeah.
Is that bullshit, or do they actually do that?
No, there's rules of engagement. It just depends what they changed when I was in. When I went to Iraq, they were very different. They were much wider open. It was like Wild West almost. And then like as people got settled there, the rules changed a lot.
Yeah.
I will say when I was in, the talk wasn't about like vehicles and robots and all that stuff. It was about this thing called a land warrior system, which was basically like exoskeletons, like metal exoskeletons for actual soldiers. And it was like digital readouts that would show, like your eye would be able to see the map of where everyone was.
But no one
And,
actually did that. That wasn't that
No,
was just
not
like a
on-
theoretical.
well, it was in development. So there were tech companies that were working on it and bidding for government contracts that were doing it. And I'm sure like the special ops have some of that stuff, but yeah. But that was the direction it seemed to be going back then, which
Or
was
Iron Man.
like 15 years ago. Yeah. Was
That'd be cool.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen whenever they get the random killing machines, or what that's going to mean for like someone like, whoever, North Korea, or like even like a small militia gets control of something like that. It's like, oof.
I think they made a documentary about it. I think it's called Terminator.
Yeah. Oh, did you see Terminator 2? They're putting it out in 3D?
Yeah. Schwarzenegger was tweeting about that.
And they fixed like weird stuff. They like that one stunt shot where he's coming off the bridge on the motorcycle where it's clearly a stunt man. Like
Doesn't
they
he,
went back in and like actually put Arnold's face on it this time.
Nice.
So that's
There
like one of
was-
those fixes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about seeing that. I wonder when they're going to show that. I remember having a talk, like while we're on the kind of like the robot subject, a talk about like thinking about warfare from like a terrorist perspective. Not like, oh, those poor guys, but like fighting a drone and imagining how that process would be to where there's this thing that's like up in the sky, super fucking far away, and it's just bombing the shit out of you, destroying your guys. And like, even if you take that thing down, which like chances are you're not going to, you don't even kill another person from the other person's team.
You just kill
a robot.
a robot.
And it's like, how fucking disheartening that must be. Like, not that I don't know. It was just an interesting like devil's advocate kind of like perspective.
You want the satisfaction of killing a man. I get it.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's just like weird. Put it into those terms. You never think about it like that. But yeah.
No, yeah.
Robots.
Because I mean, they're coming, and that's the other thing too. A lot of scientists are like, or no, it was Elon Musk. See, I feel like he's like the most visible tech scientist type person in the world right now, maybe.
Yeah.
But he was saying that AI is the biggest threat to humanity, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Because we don't know what it's going to do.
well, it's
Yeah.
and he was like this is like summoning the demon, or the it's like you got the pentagram and you're summoning him and you think you can control it, and once it's summoned, the Pandora's box is open or whatever.
Yeah.
The cat's in the Pandora's box.
The cat's in the Pandora box. The cat's,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to like actually think about that and think about how they can uprise. Like, I guess with automotive, like with cars becoming autonomous, like would they control that, or are they just going to shut down systems?
Well, you don't know.
Would there be like, are they going to be mean,
Or do they just leave? That was the other one. And just like all decide like, nah, not worth it. We're gone. Just
Yeah.
fly
But where do they
away.
go? I mean, it's like,
Just to another place. They don't need oxygen.
It's true.
I don't know. I feel like they would just kill us at some
Well,
point.
Yeah.
what was the banana? I don't remember the name of it, but the banana factory thing where it was like, I feel like I'm going crazy because it's like you put a computer in charge of a banana factory and then it just starts selling more and more bananas, and then it
What are you
AI
talking? I don't know what you're talking.
The AI is programmed to make bananas for sale and basically steamrolls over the entire earth to sell bananas to nobody because like a computer doesn't have the logic necessarily to know like what it's there. So if it's prime directive,
It's to sell bananas.
it's
It
to
will
sell
do
bananas. It
anything
would-
possible to sell bananas.
yeah, like if that was the thing that came online first, it just would like kill everybody and just
To sell
only
bananas?
to make some bananas, sell them.
Well, like I know that Amazon like got rid of people in their factories because they have like conveyor belts and shit that's moving around.
Yeah.
And they got rid of people so that they could crank up the speed of those things. So they didn't need them. And it was a danger to people that were actually there. So it's like,
Yeah.
so the Amazon factory takes over the world.
Exactly.
It's like delivering packages
It's just
to nobody.
delivering furniture and stocking warehouses for nobody.
And then and other robots are just buying them and giving back bananas. Have a banana. Thank you.
Thank you. Here is your furniture. I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, well, we won't be around then. The robots will have already won and replaced us with bananas.
I will say a weird thought to me is that in, like 10 years or whatever, like supposedly most cars are going to be self-driving.
Oh, yeah, I think that's super cool. I mean, I've already
It is
been
cool.
I've been on lots of self-driving car rants on the podcast.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. I hate driving. Humans suck at driving.
Yeah.
Robots are better
They are better.
at,
It'll be weird because there'll be a whole generation, like whatever that next generation is, will be like, they don't remember driving.
yeah, it would be like, oh, yeah, you used to drive. It was like, yeah. It's like, what an old man.
I know.
I used to drive.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's the podcast.
I think that is the podcast.
That's the podcast.
That's the podcast. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for the post show if you're a first member.
Wait, no, we don't actually show that live, do we?
Oh, well, never mind. Whatever.
Uh-oh.
Whatever.